What's happening, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. Just giving you guys a little update on what's going on here in the past couple weeks. I know it's been at least 2 weeks since I've uploaded anything, but the rain's really been, I know I keep talking about the rain, but the rain's been really nuts. It's really messed us up on a few projects, but right now Dwayne and Luke, they're working on the flagstone project downtown. And me and Rick are actually on a drainage job now that the rain has been holding us up on, but now it's dry and we're ready to move. So I've got the machine here with me, just pulled in here, so hopefully we'll get graded in. But this is a good friend of ours, woodworking shop. He does a lot of custom cabinetry and stuff like that, and he's actually renting out the units, the same ones we're in, but he just bought this shop, and it has some drainage issues to where the water was getting in the building and all that stuff. And the previous owners, they just really, I guess, just didn't pay attention to it. It didn't bother them. But Jimmy, since he's got a bunch of new equipment and stuff like that, state-of-the-art stuff, he wants to go ahead and mitigate the issue. So that's what we're going to do for him. So right here is mostly the trenching. And so when it was raining all that much, we came out here and we dug a trench to drain all the water. Because what we had to do is there's the building and there's an asphalt drive here. It goes out to Gayfer Avenue in Fairhope, but the asphalt went straight to the front of the building. Kind of weird layout, like there wasn't actually a parking lot. There was grass here and grass over here, and then there was just one asphalt single lane going up to the front of the building. But what was happening is this is the left side of the property. It'd be the west side of the building, and the building's 100 foot long. They originally started with a 50-foot building. They added on several years ago, so they added another 50-foot, so 100-foot total long building. And what was happening is I didn't get any before this because of the rain, and I was working on another project trying to get it hemmed up, and everybody was going everywhere. It was crazy. So the grade that was here was way higher than the oop, fell in the hole, was way inch higher than the 4-inch slab. And so especially down here is where all the water was getting in the building. So if you can imagine, the soil or the parking lot that was here, which was mostly grass, there was a little bit of rock, was probably right in here high, but they had a ditch dug out in between. But in a good torrential downpour, because this guy's property is just a tad bit higher, and all the water was running toward the building and was obviously getting in there. So we called up Michael Dearborn at Art.X Excavations. He came in here. We don't have massive earth moving equipment. We've got a skid steer and a little bit of and a little dump truck, but it's not made for hauling a lot of bulk material. So we got him in here. Him and his guys came in, stripped out 8 inches of soil, and that got us 6 to 7 inches below the top of the slab here in the middle. So what we're going to do today is we have two, I believe they're 24-inch basins. We're going to set one here. We're going to set one right down there where that white piece of PVC pipe is. I don't know if you guys can see it, but we're going to set one down there. It's practically the end of the building. And so in theory, we put our laser level on it. We dug the trench out. We're about to set the pipe in. We're going to carry that water all the way around to the street where I was in the beginning of this video, and the water's going to exit out in the ditch, so we're going to catch it. When the drainage is done, also we're going to tie in the downspouts to this drainage basin. We're going to tie in the downspouts to the pipe along the way, so we're catching all the water, including the surface water and the water that's coming off the roof, and it's going to go in the drainage system all the way out to the ditch. But when the drainage is done, it's buried in, and we're all graded to where we want to do what we want it, the way we want it. We're actually going to put a not a berm, but a subtle knoll right here in the center of the parking lot here. And the reason why is because we want to allocate that area for that drainage basin. We want to get the front water to this drainage basin, so it's all not trying to pour into one. And so once those are in and buried, we will have 4 inches of the basin showing from the subgrade. And then Michael, we're gonna get the tarp installed here. We're gonna rock this entire area. Michael's gonna bring us, I can't remember how much rock it is now, but Michael's gonna bring us a whole bunch of A-base, and we're basically gonna rock in front of the building, from the grass line up there where it's cut out at, and we're gonna go all the way to the end. So when it's all said and done, drainage will be in. He'll have a brand new rock parking lot, so his delivery trucks can get in here and deliver his material, and his guys that work here and pull the trailers around will have plenty of room to do what they want to do, and they won't be standing in water. No more water in the building and all that good stuff. So all the way around, when we capture the water, be all the way around a better property. So we're gonna get to work here. It is hot. It is very hot. So we're gonna get to work here and get the pipe in. I'll get you guys an update when we get the pipe put together. We're gonna put concrete around the basins, but I'll get you guys an update on that when we get through, and then get you guys set up and we start grading. All right guys, it's the next day here on the drainage project. We are going to get the pipe laying aspect of it done today for sure. We should be able to get it all buried and the parking lot all to grade, and hopefully if our guy Michael has time, he can bring us at least 1, maybe 2 loads of rock this afternoon, but we'll just have to see. We're trying to button up the last few things so we can completely bury it. But here's the 10-inch, and it goes all the way out to the road out there. We got it installed this morning. It was just Rick and I yesterday, but Luke's here with us today. I've already covered some of it, but all this area right here is going to be the A-base like I was telling you guys yesterday, and I'm going to show you guys the basins. Rick and I were here at about 6:40ish some odd yesterday afternoon, getting the concrete mixed up and getting the basins concreted in. You want to do that on a parking lot project like this just strictly because you need more reinforcement, and even though they're buried, you don't want the plastic sidewalls of these boxes you know, kind of trying to squeeze out when you run something heavy over it. So here's the first box, or theoretically the second box in the drainage system. It's the first one you come to at the end of the building. The metal grates there, those are freaking probably 1 inch thick. I think they're cast iron. I think so, or maybe cast iron. So anyways, comes through. The 8-inch runs all the way from the first basin up yonder way, and then it adapts to 10-inch here, and then that's the 10 runs all the way to the street. It's probably what, about 160 foot, 150 foot from here to the street, you think?
It's 320 the whole way.
320 the whole way.
220 from this box to the road.
So the 8-inch goes, and this is how we're tying in the downspouts. There is 4 of them. So before, the end of the downspouts had a little 45 piece of metal out. It basically was something like that. And you dump that on the ground. But since the water, we don't want any water getting on the surface other than what lands on it from the rain. We want to take everything subgrade and get it taken care of. Took a hole saw bit and just ran into the side of the 5-inch. We're gonna get some of that expanding foam and spray it up and seal them up real good. That stuff gets pretty hard. But we've got to tie in these 2 down here, and this is where the drainage starts. This is the first basin. It's the same thing set up just like the first base or the second basin down there. Same size, same grate, all that good stuff. Got the concrete around it yesterday afternoon, so it could cure overnight, and we could. It's probably not cured all the way, but at least we can afford to bury it today. So the only thing we really have left drainage wise to install is finish up the downspouts. We unfortunately hit the little drain pipe for the grinder pump, but we're getting it repaired right now, or Rick is rather.
It came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. They just put them everywhere. There's no way to locate them in our defense because it's PVC, and to locate something you have to have some type of metal tracer wire so you can pick up on it. But it's all good. We fix it. It's just like putting irrigation pipe in the ground. It's PVC, nothing special about it. Good thing is they're not using the building yet, so you know, we don't have any contaminants getting in the soil or anything like that. It's dry. So I'm gonna get you guys set up, and we're gonna start burying some of it, getting it to grade. Little side note on this deal: when you're burying a trench, especially with a machine that has a decent amount of ground pressure, and you have such an elongated pipe, especially I think we're right at 18 inches wide in this trench. When you go to compact the soil back in, you don't want to get square with the trench and actually just run one track down, because you run the risk of changing the grade on the bottom of the pipe and crushing the pipe itself. So traditionally, when you want to pack a trench in like this, you want to go diagonally, so not all the weight of the machine is on the pipe at one time. All right, guys, we're back from lunch. It's after lunch now, actually. It's almost, well, it's 1 o'clock, just about on the dot. Pushing a little bit of dirt around. Now you can see what we're really aiming for. You can tell that the skid is kind of sitting on an off angle, and then if it were parked over there, it'd be sitting kind of on the same angle. So we've kind of created a trough in the center here, and that's what's going to get the water to both basins. And so we're actually, the subgrade, once we get all this finished buried, Reese got some spray foam, we're going to seal in around where all the hard pipe goes into the corrugated, just so it's airtight, watertight. And once that's good and dried, we'll be able to bury in around the boxes. And we're going to keep the dirt level 4 inches below the top of the basins, so when we come in with our gravel or our A-base, we'll come in with our fabric and our A-base to get it packed in, so that allows 4 inches of rock around the basins. And so that's plenty of thickness to run over, and it'll compact just about as hard as concrete will. So we'll get you guys set up and watch us backfill. All right, we got her all foamed up. The 4-inch PVC, where it goes into the 8-inch pipe, we're good to go. We got it all taken care of. That guy right there, that's Jimmy. He actually owns the joint. Coming by, checking on progress. But we are in it. Got to push some of this dirt to the back, because when the dirt was cut out, when this dirt's really chalky, it kind of comes up in chunks. So if you've got a dozer or something, it's kind of hard to actually perfectly cut out this real chalky dirt. And so sometimes you got to push a little around and get the holes and stuff out. Those of you who watch the channel that know that my wife and I are building a house, they're actually hooking up the power today, and we should have countertops and fixtures in by Tuesday. So it's coming along. We are excited to move in, start a new journey in our life together. Alright guys, first load of rocks here. Michael, he does all of our, well, I'll say most, but just about all of our trucking for us, because we don't have any big trucks or anything like that. So we got some bulk material to move, he's the one. So we're gonna see if we can't tailgate out some of it. 2 swaths, 15-foot wide fabric right here. Just keep the sediment. Uh-oh. Found a soft spot. The pipe runs right through here, but we've got several foot of dirt on top of it, so he should be all right. You good? Come on. Hopefully he knows his truck. First little drop, see if we can pull forward and spread us out a little more. It saves you, when you tailgate, it saves you a lot of time pushing around with the machine, stuff like that. So hopefully it should be all right. Man, he's even sinking a little bit through the fabric. Yeah. If he goes back forward, he should be all right. Relock the tailgate, get a reset. Get the rest dumped out here. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate all you guys supporting the channel and things like that. This was Thursday afternoon. Michael had brought us two 25-ton loads because the place closes at 3:30 in the afternoon. So that was all he was able to get us this Thursday afternoon. But anyways, Friday we get back and hit it hard and got the rest of the tarp out. And I ended up spreading like 220 something tons on Friday. So it's coming to a close here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll check back in on Monday when we get the project finished up.